All right, welcome future leaders in lending. Today, we're going to forge the ethical bedrock of your career. We're not just cramming for a test, we are training to become architects of trust. And yeah, it all leads to your final judgment, that moment you prove you're ready to go. You know, every single day as a mortgage loan originator, you're going to face this exact question just in a dozen different ways. Are you going to build on sand, take those shortcuts for a quick commission? Or are you going to build on bedrock, making choices that create a lasting, successful career? This is the core conflict, the central choice of your whole professional story. So if you want to master the ethical challenges on the SAFE exam, you got to have a solid blueprint. And this is ours. We're going to start with the architect's quest. Then we'll face 3 critical trials of your integrity, and we'll wrap it all up with your final judgment. So let's get building. So, what's your quest? It's to become what I call an ethical MLA architect. This isn't about memorizing a bunch of rules just so you can pass a test. Nah, it's about really understanding the why behind them. That way, you can build a career that can withstand any storm, because it's founded on the solid bedrock of integrity. Okay, your first trial, it begins right now. Welcome to the Honesty Gauntlet. This is where your commitment to absolute truth gets put to the test. And it all starts with the single most important document you'll ever handle, the loan application.
Let's talk about data integrity. And listen, this isn't just some buzzword they throw around. It's like the steel rebar in your foundation. Seriously. Without accurate, verifiable, and complete info, the entire loan structure just gets wobbly, ready to collapse. This principle is the absolute core of every single trustworthy transaction.
And boom, here it is, your first real test. You're reviewing the documents, everything's looking good, and then, bam, a huge red flag, a $20,000 deposit that just appeared out of nowhere. The pressure's on, right? You got to keep the deal moving, so what do?
You've got 2 paths here, right? The first path is building on sand. You just kind of label it savings, push it through, and cross your fingers the underwriter's having a busy day. The second path, that's the architect's way. You pause, you fortify the file, you ask for that paper trail, a gift letter, a bill of sale, something to verify the source, and make the file totally bulletproof. So here's the bottom line, and you have to remember this. That mystery money isn't helping your borrower. It's a landmine. Failing to verify those funds puts their loan, your reputation, and yep, your entire license right on the line. It's a liability, plain and simple. Okay, so what if the funds are a legit gift? Well, here's the exact blueprint to prove it. Each step here is designed to stop fraud in its tracks. The signed letter proves it's not some secret loan. Verifying the transfer confirms where it came from. And the paper trail? It gives the underwriter a clear, compliant story. This isn't a roadblock, this is just good architecture. All right, let's level up. We're moving on to the next trial, and you'll see how all this builds. You've proven your honesty. Great. Now you have to prove you can be a guardian, wielding your shield to protect your client's trust, their information, and their best interests. You know, at the very heart of being a guardian is this big idea, fiduciary duty. It's a really powerful obligation. It means you are your client's champion. You are legally and ethically bound to put their interests ahead of your own or anyone else's for that matter. You are their shield.
So let's put that shield to the test, shall we? The real estate agent on the other side of the deal? Turns out, it's your cousin. It's a smooth deal, everybody's happy, but, a potential conflict of interest has just walked into the room. Your transparency is now officially on trial.
The building on sand move? Yeah, that's just staying quiet. Why rock the boat, right? But the architect's way is to build trust. You do that through immediate and documented disclosure. You let the borrower know about the relationship in writing, and you make it a part of the official loan file. No secrets, no surprises. And look, this is so important. This isn't just about being a nice person. Full disclosure is your legal firewall. It protects you from accusations of steering, which can lead to some really serious RESPA violations. Transparency proves you acted in your client's best interest, not your cousin's.
Okay, here comes another test for your guardianship. A borrower sends you their W-2s, but whoops, they accidentally attached a file with their spouse's private medical info. You now have highly sensitive data you absolutely should not have. The clock is ticking. What's the protocol? This is what we call the Guardian's Protocol, and it's all rooted in the GLBA. First, you confirm what you actually need, and you immediately securely delete what you don't. This minimizes your liability. Next, you advise the borrower on how to handle documents securely to prevent it from happening again. And finally, you stick to the iron rule. Never, ever share data without a permitted purpose. You protect the client, and you protect your license.
Okay, you've made it through the gauntlet of honesty. You've proven you're a guardian. But it's not over yet. For your final trial, you've got to defend the entire mortgage ecosystem. This isn't just about your file anymore. This is about upholding the rules for the whole system.
And you just know this one's coming, right? The borrower calls you super excited. They just dropped 30 grand on a new kitchen, and they want you to pass that info along to the appraiser to make sure they get credit for it. They're pressuring you to influence a key, independent part of the process. So what's the architect's move?
So that first path, the easy one, just forwarding that email, that's building on sand, and it's a huge, direct violation of appraiser independence rules under TILA. You're trying to influence the valuation, and that compromises the entire system. The architect's way is to educate. You explain your legal boundary, but you offer to provide a factual list of the updates to the appraisal management company. That's the proper compliant channel.
So you face the trials. You've seen the difference between building on sand and building on bedrock. Now it's time for your final judgment. Let's pull everything we've learned together into the architect's code.
This right here, this is the code. Think of these as the 4 pillars that are going to hold up your entire career. Verify everything, just like you did in the honesty gauntlet. Disclose every single potential conflict, wielding your guardian shield. Protect client data and interests, upholding your fiduciary duty. And finally, educate everyone involved to maintain the integrity of the system.
Look, if you take away just one thing from all this today, let it be this. A career built on shortcuts, on hidden facts, on just pushing things through, that is a career built on sand, and it will wash away. But a career built on ethics, on transparency, on integrity, that is built on solid bedrock. It is built to last.
So, check it out. You now have the blueprint to ace the ethical questions on your exam. But the real goal isn't just about getting that license, is it? It's to become a leader, an architect that other people in the industry can actually look to and trust. Passing the exam, that's just unlocking level 1.
So if you're really ready to level up and master all this stuff, go download the full Safe Ethics Mastery Pack. It's got flashcards, quiz decks, the whole deal. And make sure you subscribe, because in our next session, we are tackling uniform law, the true core where your journey to becoming a licensed pro really begins. I'll see you there.